basically for all my FI friends out there, or just DI in general, all the TIs, all the FIs.
Even me?
Even you. The one thing that we keep hearing again and again is, wait a minute, if I'm DI, how come I'm feeling so insecure, so depressed, not good enough? For the DIs, they're just going to be seeking significance. They're going to be seeking that self-importance. They're responsible for it.
Right.
So I have a little doc here with all of our types here. Oops. So just, you have a hard time moving you.
Yeah.
Like, it's emotional. You're going to be extremely conscious of, responsible for, and aware of your own emotional state. And you're going to be staring at that a lot, to
if you look at it like
degree.
mathematically, like if you look at like I'm savior NE and I have sleep last, it's like ADHD, hard to stay focused, right?
Right.
Like it's hard to stay focused. Like
Yes,
should be.
right.
Should be hard to stay focused. Masculine FI at the top, feeling kind of sad, stuck in a rut, can't
Hard
get out.
to not get out of that emotional state.
That's normal.
I know.
That should be what you're feeling
I know.
when you're younger.
I know.
I know I went through it.
Right,
Very,
totally.
depressing and suicidal when I was younger.
It's impossible to move you if you're in a
They're
bad
just
state.
little insignificant characters that come by and bother you while you're in your depressed world. Because the world
know?
doesn't measure up
I
to
know.
what this view is of you. Like you'll read this like with the IPs, like especially the INFPs, like I have this dream world of amazingness, and
I
this
know.
horrible outside world doesn't measure up.
It doesn't match.
And they're forever upset or incongruent with the inside world and the outside world, and that is depression.
That's exactly what I was seeing with Sophie. My emotions, and when the tribe would feed me stuff that I also could see, I could see what they were saying.
Right.
I believed it. That was what she kept saying. I believed it. I also didn't like that about myself. So she's on Dr. Phil. Let's just hear her kind of telling her story a little bit.
Are you what I call SMS, social media sensitive?
Yeah.
Were you then? Are you now?
I think I was more so then. I'm learning to not be so much now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you see 10 great comments and you ignore them, but one negative comment and it just like throws you off.
What would people say that bothered you? What kind of thing would bother you?
So the character that I play on my show is called Sansa, and people used to write like, oh, damn, Sansa gained 10 pounds, or Sansa needs to lose 10 pounds, or Sansa got fat.
Really?
Yeah. It was just a lot of weight comments. Or I would have like spotty skin because I was a teenager, and that's normal. And I used to get a lot of comments about my skin and my weight and how I wasn't a good actress and things like that. I used to get called wooden a lot. Still do.
And that bothered you?
Yeah.
And what would you say to yourself about that?
I would just believe it. I would just say, yeah, I am spotty, I am fat, I am a bad actress, and I just believed it.
That self-FI is going, I'm not good enough, I'm not living up to, the outside world says I suck, I say I suck.
Right.
This is what happens to all of us.
I know. And that's the reality, is it's not going to be objective, especially if it is my self-values. Like, what if her self-value says, I'm not allowed to have anything about myself that is imperfect? And if I can see that they're saying something and I can also agree that's
'Cause
imperfect.
The internal identity, no matter who you are, it's subjective. It's
Oh,
your
yeah.
subjective view of yourself,
Totally.
your FI, your TI, whether it's a savior demon, whatever, doesn't matter.
Totally.
How do you view yourself?
Right.
It's subjective.
Right.
If you're delusional and you're like, I think I'm awesome, and like if you believe that, and
Right.
you're a clown, says the outside world, but you believe it,
Right.
you'll eventually win.
I want to talk more about that. The fact that she's coming out and telling other people about this, he's like, wait a minute. You're going to save lives by doing what you're doing here. And that like really hit her. She started crying.
What I want to talk about is why does Dr. Phil wear more makeup than her?
So how do you feel now?
I feel much better.
Yeah. Why?
I've been doing therapy, and I love myself now. Or more than I used to, I think. I don't think I love myself at all, but I'm now with someone that makes me realize, that I do have some redeeming qualities, I suppose. And when someone tells you they love you every day, it makes you really think about why that is. And I think it makes you love yourself a bit more. So, yeah, I love myself.
So
I love myself.
yeah, that's good. You said that like you meant it. Do you still read social media?
I try not to, no.
And if you read something negative, does it bother you?
Yeah, it does. It still does. It's still very sensitive for me, but not so much, not as much as it used to be,
Yeah.
because I don't believe those things anymore about myself.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're tracking. Her FI believed it and then chose to not believe it.
Okay, so that reminds me of something I've been processing for a while, like this believing in your demons or not. So
yeah.
remember when Cody was younger, like, kindergarten and below?
Yeah.
I would dress up in like the full gorilla suit
Okay.
that I have.
We're just sharing this, by the way.
Yeah, so like when he was like 1 year old to 5 years old, went him in this full gorilla suit. Like
He has a full gorilla
Of
suit.
course.
Like all the observers need to like process that for a second.
like, why do you not? Like, you need more. You start with the mask, and you get the gloves. You're like, all right, let's just go all in.
You might as well
you
get
find
the
the guy
feet.
online. You get the real suit. You pay
Yeah.
some good money for it.
It's
you keep it for,
legit.
yeah. Anyway, so he would think that like that was a real gorilla.
Yes.
And then, but then now, like he's older, like I'll still scare him with the gorilla suit.
Yeah, right.
But he knows it's me.
Of course.
And you know what the difference is? Like, I'll still scare the hell out of him jumping out of this bathtub when he comes in to take a shit, you know, when he comes up from school, dressed in a gorilla suit. And I'll
Randomly,
get him every time. But
Oh,
10
yeah.
seconds later, he's like, God damn it, Dave. And like, he comes back. It feels that way, like with our saviors and demons. Like, hey, you suck. You're like,
Yes.
Wait, I don't believe that anymore.
Yes, I don't
That's
believe.
just social media. I don't need to
Yeah.
take that in. Yeah, you used to get me pretty good.
Right.
But like, you will always be scared and always be
Yes.
startled. But you don't always have
to
keep
really take that
that,
on. Absolutely. 1,000%. That's totally what I'm seeing too. And the more you grow up and the more you actually get spooked and realize that there's just a guy in the suit, that's exactly how to treat your demons. There's your bed. Isn't it exciting?
It's way taller.
Isn't it tall? But don't look under because there's monsters under there. I better find it. All right, hurry up. Bathroom, wash hands. Hurry up. Hurry up, go to the bathroom, wash your hands.
Go pipe.
Yeah, hurry up.